Matthew chapter 18 verse 10 states, "See that you do not look down on one of these little ones, for I tell you that their angels in heaven always see the face of my Father in heaven." To highlight their significance, he added that their angels are frequently in the presence of God beholding His face. Angels here probably means guardian angels. Hebrews chapter 1 verse 14. Are not all the angels ministering spirits sent out by God to serve, accompany, protect those who will inherit salvation? Of course they are. In this context, these little ones could apply to those who believe in Him or refer to the little children. This is the crucial passage concerning guardian angels. There is no doubt that good angels help protect. God sent His angel to protect Daniel. In this chapter, one of the best known in the Bible, Daniel lives under Persian rule. He was promoted by Darius the king to become one of 3 governors to be over the 120 satraps. Due to the excellent spirit in Daniel, Darius gave thought to setting him over the whole realm. Officials who were envious of Daniel and knew they would never be able to convict him of any genuine crime, convinced the king to create legislation that forbade praying to anyone other than Darius for 30 days. The decree also made it illegal for Daniel to pray to anyone else. Once the decree was enacted into law, it was no longer possible to alter it. King Darius signed the written decree, but Daniel continued to pray to God 3 times daily, and his enemies quickly reported him to the king. Darius worked until sunset to try to liberate Daniel, but the edict could not be changed, and he was so obliged to have Daniel thrown into the den of lions because of this. Despite this, the pagan king gave Daniel encouragement, telling him that the God Daniel worshipped constantly will save him in the end. Darius skipped his regular evening activities in favor of abstaining from food and going to bed early. The anxious king woke up very early in the morning and rushed quickly to the den and discovered the Jewish prophet who had been there uninjured by the lions. In typical fashion, the devout prophet gave the Lord the glory. "My God has sent His angel and shut the lions' mouths, so that they have not hurt me." Daniel experienced the protection of God. Angels were also sent to protect the prophet Elisha and his servant. Let us set the scene. Ancient Aram, now Syria, was at war with Israel, and the king of Aram was troubled that the prophet Elisha was able to predict where his army intended to go, warning Israel's king so that he could develop Israel's army's strategy. The king of Aram decided to send a massive army of soldiers to the city of Dothan to capture God's prophet Elisha, so that he wouldn't be able to help Israel win the war. Even the most basic of plans could only be hatched by the ruler in his tent if Elisha first relayed them to the king of Israel in great detail, so that the king of Israel could take the necessary defensive actions. Nothing can be kept secret from God. He was aware of every move that Israel's adversaries made. Even though Israel's adversaries may have been hatching sinister plans to destroy them, God preserved them. The king of Israel made the right choice when he decided to pay attention to the prophet of Yahweh. When Elisha notified Israel's king of the activities of the Aramean king, it not only revealed Yahweh's strength on his behalf, but also demonstrated to the Aramean ruler that Yahweh was Israel's protector. Elisha was given a great deal of information regarding the plans of Israel's adversaries by the Lord, which caused the king of Aram to become so enraged that in verse 11 he accused his servants of hiding an Israeli spy. And after learning that Elisha, the prophet in Israel, was the cause of his problems, the king of Israel dispatched horsemen, chariots, and a large army to catch Elisha. 2 Kings chapter 5 verses 8 to 10. Now when Elisha the man of God heard that the king of Israel had torn his clothes, he sent word to the king, asking, "Why have you torn your clothes? Just let Naaman come to me, and he shall know that there is a true prophet in Israel." So Naaman came with his horses and chariots, and stopped at the entrance of Elisha's house. Elisha sent a messenger to him, saying, "Go and wash in the Jordan 7 times, and your flesh will be restored to you, and you will be clean." When Elisha's servant saw the horde of enemy forces encircling their city, he cried out, "Oh, my master, what are we to do?" But Elisha was unconcerned. He saw with faith-filled eyes and declared, "Those who are with us outnumber those who are with them." His assurance here is reminiscent of the Apostle John's exhortation to believers. The one who is in you is greater than the one who is in the world. 1 John chapter 4, verse 4. When we align with God, our adversary is always outnumbered. And Elisha prayed, "Open his eyes, Lord, so that he may see." Then the Lord opened the servant's eyes, and he looked and saw the hills full of horses and chariots of fire all around Elisha. 2 Kings chapter 6, verse 17. When God's servants are doing His will and doing His work, they are invincible until the task is completed. 2 Kings chapter 6, verses 17 to 19. Then Elisha prayed and said, "Lord, please, open his eyes that he may see." And the Lord opened the servant's eyes, and he saw. And behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire surrounding Elisha. When the Arameans came down to him, Elisha prayed to the Lord and said, "Please strike this people, nation, with blindness." And God struck them with blindness, in accordance with Elisha's request. Then Elisha said to the Arameans, "This is not the way, nor is this the city. Follow me, and I will lead you to the man whom you are seeking." And he led them to Samaria. Elisha's prayer was answered by the Lord, and his servant saw God's army. Elisha was surrounded by horses and chariots of fire. It was a wall of divine protection. A few centuries after God opened the eyes of Elisha's servant, the Apostle Paul wrote that we should get ourselves ready with God's protection, so that we won't be caught off guard.